Welcome back to The Rhode Show. This morning in The Buzz, all right, whether it's the great guy who got away or that dead-end relationship that went on way too long, Americans say regrets involving romance are the most common in their lives. Researchers from Northwestern University surveyed hundreds of adults about the things they wish they had done differently in life. 18% cited romantic involvement as their #1 regret. Some other regrets coming in at number 2, regrets about family. Number 3, education, followed by career, and then finance, and finally, parenting regrets. The study also found that women were more likely than men to have regrets about relationships in general, while men are more likely to have regrets about work or education. All right, so let's start with the #1, romance. Are you surprised that it came in #1 as the biggest regret? What do you think, Michaela?
I gotta say, I don't think I'm too surprised, because I feel like that's one element. You know, you could have everything else go wrong. You'd be like, I'm broke and this and the other thing, but you kind of fall back on having a relationship. You know, but I have, you know, the love of my life, or but I have this one. So I feel like that's always something solid that, like, you know, holds you together. So losing someone like that, or having a regret dealing with, you know, your heart rather than your wallet, I think touches upon a lot of people.
Michelle?
I don't know. I feel like it probably depends on the age of the person that you're asking.
Absolutely.
So I think like somebody in their 30s may say romance, while somebody getting ready to retire may say financial situation. So I just think it depends. But I'm not surprised. I think you're right. People lead with their hearts most of the time, and so I'm not surprised that romance came in.
I don't know about examples in your life, but I have an example, and I hope he's not watching. But I did date a guy in high school, and I kept the relationship going into college. And I don't regret the relationship, but I regret keeping it going into college. And I tell girls all the time when they're about to go to college, you think you're going to marry this high school guy, you think you're going to love him forever, but you know what? Just break up for a little while.
Well,
and,
what
you know,
if you do, though? There are many examples of people.
No, I know
that.
that, but I'm not saying maybe break up forever. Maybe you just take a break. Because if you're, especially if you're going to two different colleges. I had no freshman year because I was constantly going back home to see the boyfriend that I thought I was going to marry. Blah blah blah. You know, and then of course
and
it
you need
ended.
that growth
So
that college provides.
I was thinking about this because I feel like I'm lucky that I don't have any major regrets in my life. I think when I look back at situations, I sometimes think I'm a little bit of like a worrywart and a perfectionist. So I think sometimes I wish I just relaxed and just enjoyed the moment a little more. Like I feel like I wish I just enjoyed college a lot. A lot.
We wish it was longer.
Right. Sometimes I think, oh, you know, there's plenty of time to do this or that. And I should have just relaxed and hung out and enjoyed the moment.
I agree with you. It went by in a blur, didn't it? College.
And I think in this profession, you're so focused on, especially at the end of the year, like I got to get that tape together. I got to. If I waste a second of my time, I may not get that job. And I remember my dad being like, Michelle, take the summer off. And I was like, I can't take the summer off, you know? And now I think, oh, he was right. He was right.
I think it's good, though, that you said no big regrets. I think by and large, most people don't have enormous ones, but it's just kind of a series of little ones. And it's all about opportunity. Most people say that regrets are missed opportunities, like that fork in the road where you went this way instead of that way. Right. You know?
But at the same time, too, if you had gone the other direction, then you might be regretting the other one. So I feel like it's just a vicious cycle that, you know.
Yeah. I wanted to wrap it up, though, with this one little comment that I saw in the article that I thought was perfect about regrets. It says that regret is just an essential part of the human experience. You get to learn from your regrets. They're lessons that they teach you, and you know, it's just part of what we do. So,
and I think that's why you probably don't really regret anything, because you learned from it.
Yeah.
You know, so you appreciate.
People tend to romanticize the past too a little bit. So
I agree.
like, oh, perfect, you know.
Yeah. Or you think, you know, the one that got away, if I had only.
Right. And you kind of forget about all their flaws.
But then you see them 10 years later, and you're like, never mind.
I know exactly your choice. All right, we're going to head over to Courtney now to see what people are saying online about regrets. People have them? What do you think, Courtney?
Yeah, a little bit. I think they're reflecting, as you said, about life lessons. As you know, there's always choices, so you could end up regretting the one you wish you picked. So who knows? But we have a couple of comments on the live blog on foxprovidence.com. And this one's from Jerry. He said, I could not have done anything different. Life takes its course. And Joe says, there are always regrets in life, but the biggest one for me would be finance. He said, if I could do it all over again, I would have said no to those interest-dragging credit cards they threw in my face before I was responsible enough to use them. Here's the poll on foxprovidence.com that's right underneath the blog. And what do you wish you had done differently? There's 5 choices here: romantic involvement, B, family parenting, C, education, D, career, or e-finance. So there's lots of choices there. You can pick the top one of the list for you. Here is a snapshot of our Facebook page, and we have one comment so far from Stephen Cody, and he said, I wouldn't do anything different. Every mistake was a learning experience, and every decision, good or bad, led me to the most wonderful woman I have ever been with. She has made the last decade of my life perfect. That is quite the comment there, Stephen. I'm sure if your wife is watching, she will love it. We will see what you all say if you have any regrets in our poll at the end of the show.